Okay guys, so this is the material that we use. It's called Gum. It's an amazing, amazing impression material. My favorite. Captures every little tiny wrinkle of anatomy in the mouth. So this is going to go inside these dentures, and we're going to take impressions with these, and then we will invest those in a mold, and then we will take this impression material out, grind out part of the material outside of the inside of the dentures, and replace it with brand new acrylic, and then we will recontour everything nice and thin for the patient, and that will be the reline. And how long have you had these dentures?
2 years, I believe.
So 2 years. So, there's not a prescribed timing for relines, but 2 years is, that's how long it's taken him for these dentures to get loose. And these are not immediate dentures. These are replacement dentures that he's had for 2 years. So his gums have changed over the course of 2 years, and it's time to get this reline. Important not to put this material in here really, really thick, because we don't want to thicken the denture up with this material, any more than we have to. We want to just get it in there and reline the areas that have shrunk. Remember, the roof of the mouth does not change, and so when I do put that material over the roof of the mouth, I want to put it there for continuity, meaning that I don't want a break in the material. I want it to smoothly go over the roof of the mouth, but I don't want it to be thick up there because it can displace the denture away from the gums where it's supposed to be. Okay, so these are ready to go in the mouth. Okay, I'm going to give this a push. Okay, bite together. And hold firmly. Do not vice grip it, just hold firmly together and stay there for 2 minutes. Okay guys, so this is what the denture looks like after that impression is done. And you can see, where that material is thicker is where the gums have changed. It's thicker in here, not, it's very thin back here, but you can see all of the areas where that patient's ridges have changed. And this patient has amazing, ridges, really nice and tall ridges. Here's the upper. So, the roof is, pretty much the same, very thin up here, not anything changing up here. But if you look down in this area, in those deep troughs of the denture, that's where the gums have changed quite a bit. And in here, it's receded back and up. So we're gonna trim all the edges of this material off of here, and then pour plaster in here and make a plaster model. And then we're going to invest that into a multi-level plaster flask. And after that mold is done, we'll pull that mold apart, we'll peel out all of this material, we'll grind down some of that acrylic in there to rough up the denture so that the new acrylic will adhere to that. So the new acrylic is going to take the place of everywhere that this impression material is. That's why it's important to trim all of the areas, where it's come up here on the teeth, because that's how, you end up getting it on the teeth. So we'll take some little scissors and trim all of that off. So after that's all processed, then I'll go back in and thin all of these areas out, recontour everything, thin the roof of the mouth back, if it's thickened up anywhere around in here, everything will be all trimmed and contoured. Okay. So this is the reline after it is taken out of the mold. All of that new acrylic has taken the place of the impression material. So I'm getting ready to finish this, recontour, reshape. Okay, here is the finished product.